Hi guys, and welcome back to another video of mine. So today, grab yourself something to drink because the topic we're gonna cover today is a huge one. So I'm drinking a yogi tea, classic tea, you know, the ones with quotes, and this one is: may your first word be the reflect of yourself. I'm gonna drink to that. I've been meaning to record this video for the longest time. If you've been following me for a while, or not that long actually, just the last few videos I've recorded, you may know that I was living in Tanzania. So we're gonna cover everything that happened there and the lessons I learned, and yeah, I have some really good insights. So the reason it took me so long to record this video is because why? The reason it took me so long to record this video is because when I got back to Tanzania from Cape Town, I still had a few weeks left in Tanzania before going to the Zanzibar. So I wasn't on the continent, I was on the archipelago. And then I went to Kenya and then Thailand, and then I ended up my trip in Bali. So when I'm recording this, I'm back in France. And it's been a few months actually since I left Tanzania. I think 4 months, something like that. And I really needed to wait until I got back to France, until I got time to how can I put it? I wanted to wait until time had gone by a little bit so that I could really reflect on everything that's happened and not do it like right after it ended, where maybe I wouldn't have been this objective. Maybe I would have been kind of, I don't know. I really needed some time to reflect on everything that had happened. So first things first, why was I in Tanzania? So the reason I was in Tanzania was to do my internship. So I'm doing a master's degree in international relations, and I had a specialization in feminism and decolonization. So I really wanted to do my internship outside of Europe, and I'm traveling a lot, and I wanted to see someplace else, someplace I hadn't been to. So I applied outside of Europe basically. And before going to Tanzania, I had no idea where it was on a card, on a map. I knew it was in Africa, but where exactly I couldn't tell. So for those who were like me, here is a map of Tanzania in Africa so that you can see. So yeah, feminism, decolonization, a huge topic for me, really close to my heart, because as you might have seen in the description box from my previous videos, a question I get asked a lot is, what is your origin? Where are you from? Are you mixed? And my mom was born in France and my father was born in Algeria, so yeah, I'm mixed, but both my ancestors are from Algeria, but just my mom was born in France and my father wasn't. And also the upbringing they got was quite similar, but not similar, because when you brought up in France and in Algeria, it's not the same at all. So yeah, I have some notes, so if I'm looking the other way, it's because I'm basically reading my notes. So yeah, so for how long was I there? I was there for almost 4 months. Yeah, something like that, almost 4 months, So I was doing my internship in a NGO that was working with street children, because in Tanzania you get a lot of those. There are a lot of kids in the streets, mainly because they don't do prevention when it comes to contraceptive methods and stuff. So there are a lot of people that have outside marriage sex, which is really badly looked upon. And because it's a really conservative country, so you have almost 50-50, so 50% Christians and 50% Muslims. So it's a really conservative country, and what happens when you don't get access to proper prevention or classes that talk about contraceptive methods, safe sex, etc. Well, you have no idea what it is about. So you have sex and you get pregnant, and most girls were hiding during their pregnancy and then coming back when the baby was born, but they would just leave it somewhere on the streets or in front of churches, all that jazz. So yeah, a lot of street children, and the percentage of children that we're using was huge. So the goal of this organization was to get those children an education and give them the skills to be able to work and get money and get out of this misery. Because why are you using? Because you're hopeless, because you don't have anything to do with your day, because you have no parents to educate you, or whatever. Basically you're alone. So the goal of Kisedet was to help those kids get an education and find their purpose, what they wanted to do next in their lives, whatever. So yeah, and they had 3 centers. I was working in an emergency one, so basically kids from 4 to 18 that were there, but for a short period of time, maybe because they waited to go to the other center that was more mid-term/long-term. But in the meantime, if you were there, it meant that the organization was trying to find a solution for you, maybe reconnect you with your parents, see if it's possible, if it's safe for you, and if not, get you to school as soon as possible and find a way to get you to the second shelter, so the mid-term/long-term shelter. So yeah, I was living with the kids I was working with, so they became my family basically, and thanks God for them, because if it wasn't for them, I honestly don't think I would have made it. So yeah, I highly doubt they're gonna see this, but if they do, I love you guys. Nakupenda sana. Kipepeo. So I don't have a structure, so I'm just gonna talk about things that's in the order which I wrote them. So yeah, something's really really shocked me. There was this guy, I'm not gonna name him, because even though he's probably never gonna see this video, there is no need to disclose him like this. So he was 16, something like that, and I remember he told my roommate, I already told you guys about her name is Greta. Hi Greta. And he told her, yeah, Greta, when I grow up I want to marry a girl like you and stuff. So Greta is white, and she's brown haired, she's brunette, and she was like, yeah, why, and he was like, because you're white, you're rich, you're beautiful, and yeah, basically I want to live somewhere else, but I want to marry a beautiful girl, and for me beautiful equals white, and rich equals white also. And she told him, yeah, but you can marry also a black woman, every color is pretty, black people are really, really pretty also, And he was like, no, for me black people are not that pretty, and basically everything that followed was him telling her about how he felt being a black boy, and that was heartbreaking because he told her basically, I'm a subhuman because of my skin color. I'm not worthy of anything. And she told him, yeah, but what about, let's say, black people in America, you know? Because one of his points was that white people were smarter because they got access to a better education and stuff. And she told him, yeah, but you know, black people in America can also have a better education, you know, like some people that are not white have good education and are rich and whatever. And he told her, yeah, but no, because they're black, so even if they get a really good education and they're happy and they're white and they have white spouses, they are still black, so subhuman. That was, unfortunately, that wasn't the only experience like this I had. So it wasn't me directly, it was Greta, but you know, it wasn't the first experience like this that I heard of, at least. So about the second one, one day I was with Greta. Yeah, she was my roomie, so basically we're doing everything together. So when I talk about Tanzania, you're most definitely gonna hear a lot about her. And let me sip on this first. So we were just chilling before our yoga class because the director of the organization was organizing once a week yoga classes in midterm/long-term center. So almost every Wednesday we would just go with them and have the same yoga session. So we were waiting for the yoga session, and we just got here. Like, I think I was in Tanzania. I arrived in Tanzania like maybe 2 weeks prior, and she just arrived. So we decided to, you know, go for a walk and stuff. Everyone was staring at us, like everyone. And whistling at us and just staring at us and just trying to sell us things and stuff. Anyways, that's not the point of the story. We buy a piece, like a snack, something with chocolate in it, and we decided to just go to the park and sit on the grass and just, it was beautiful, the weather was amazing, so we just decided to wait here for the yoga session. And then there's this girl that comes to us and she's like, hey guys, you want to buy some fish and stuff? And we're like, no, thank you. And we were really shocked because she was speaking English, and in Tanzania especially, so I was in Dodoma, so the capital, it's really, really hard to find people that speak English. And even if people speak English, the English is really, really basic, so you really have trouble understanding people and getting understood and being understood as well. So we were like shocked, and she was like, hey, can I sit with you guys? And we were like, yeah, sure, girl, suit yourself, help yourself, just do you. And we started talking, and she looked at me and she was like, at this point I was blonde. I mean, I still am, obviously. And she was like, hey, you're really beautiful, I like your hair, I love your skin color and stuff. And I was like, oh, prior to the part that she mentioned my skin color, I was like, hey, that's amazing, thank you so much, that's so nice of you to say, blah blah blah. And then she was like, yeah, and I love your skin color, I would love to be you, like I would trade, basically what she was saying was I would trade anything in the world just to be white like you and be blonde like you and have your skin color. And I was like, hey, why do you say that? You're beautiful. And she was like, no, I'm black, blah blah blah. And I was like, black is beautiful, every color is beautiful. Yeah, and when you compare the first story I just told you about and the second one, you can clearly see that how they perceive themselves is as subhumans. So basically they thought Greta and I had more value, were more worthy of anything and everything because of our skin color and because of my hair, especially because I'm blonde now. But I bet it would have been the same if I were a brunette. Yeah, that was hard, you know. I mean, I was specialized in decolonization and feminism and intersectionality and stuff. So I know of these issues. I study them. But I didn't think that was so bad. Because when this happened, I was really, really sad. I was really, really, really sad because talking with someone that values you as a god and doesn't value herself at all, only based off on her skin color, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. And yeah, that was a shock, but that wasn't the only one, unfortunately. So, some things I liked about Tanzania, because this is this video is not going to be all about things that really shocked me. If you go to Tanzania, make sure you eat the following things, because the food, I tried some amazing things. Kachata, Greta, if you're here, she knows. So the story I told you about the park, I tried kachata with her the first day, and I got obsessed to the point where every single weekend we would just like go to town and buy kachata. We even made friends with the guy because I love the shit. So kachata is like, it's like a Snickers or something. It's homemade. You have sugar in it. You have nuts. What else? And flour. And it comes in pieces like this, and just eat it like this. It's really, really sweet, but I mean, I had trouble with the food, so I wasn't eating that much, so I didn't mind just slipping when it came to my diet. Kachata was amazing, so you have to try this. They come in different... Actually, in Tanzania, I just saw one kind of kachata, but when I was in Kenya, I came across a few other types of kachata. So if you go either to Tanzania or or Kenya, make sure you try this. And there is mandazi, so it's like a sweet thing that's... It's not baked, like the way you cook it is, it's like a dough, you know, and you put it on, like you boil oil and you put it in it. It's amazing. It's amazing. You eat this. For kachata, it's like a snack. You can eat it whatever. But mandazi, it's either for breakfast or a snack, like in the afternoon. And chapati. Chapati is amazing. It's like crepe, if you're familiar with those, or what's the name? Msemen, that you can find. Msemen in Algeria, Morocco. It's something you eat for breakfast. It's also really good. So it's like a round thing, and it's cooked with oil and stuff. It's amazing. You can eat it like this, or you can put like honey on it or jam, to your preferences. That's amazing. Make sure you try those. Children grow up and think they're less than because of everything that's happened to people of color. And when I reflected on everything I just told you about, like the first episode with the kid that was living in the place I was working at, and the second one at the park, what I realized was everything stemmed from colonization and everything that had been done to people of color. Because how come a 60-year-old something just tells you straight to your face that you're better than him because of your skin color? A 16-year-old doesn't just come up with this like this. It's either upbringing or education or centuries, millennia of conditioning. By whom? By colonizers. So basically everything started with colonization and stuff, the idea that white people are richer, are the wealthiest, or the more clever, the more mature, the more beautiful, all the things that I experienced in Tanzania were closely linked to colonization. And what I mean by closely is directly linked to colonization, you know. And every message, everything that they got, Tanzanian people, were that white people were above black people. And those ideas they integrated, and they don't second guess them, because things have always been like that. Like their parents and their aunts and uncles and grandparents and so on and so forth. Everyone has been manipulated into thinking that this was the norm, that it was okay for white people to behave as they were and stuff. I forgot to say something about the boy I was telling you about in the beginning of this video. During his conversation with Greta, he also told her, yeah, but also white people are better because they colonized us. They colonized us because they had the power to colonize us, because they were stronger, otherwise they wouldn't have done that. And it's detrimental to the society for people to think like that. Because imagine, like, let's say I have a job interview for a job I really, really like, and this boy has an interview for the same job. But I grew up thinking I was worthy of everything, basically. He didn't. So imagine just going to the job interview and feeling like you don't even belong. It just ruins your chances at whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, because you're not gonna show up the same way when you think like we in this day and age we all think about, like, yeah, be the main character, be the boss, like be a girl boss, like cultivate your energy and be amazing and stuff, and that's great, I'm all for it. But does this really apply to people that feel like shit, that feel that they're worthless, but not because just like, hey, I just woke up feeling worthless, or I've been in a depressing I've been going through depression for a few months, let's say. No, it doesn't apply, because these people have literally never had the same chances as other people, and they've been manipulated into thinking that they were less than constantly. Just imagine in your subconscious mind, like the self-talk you have, the self-esteem. Also, yeah, something. I think this video is gonna be pretty long. I don't know if I should cut it off now and record the second part. I guess we see. Yeah, well, no, 24 minutes is quite long. Yeah. Guys, thanks for watching. Time flew by so fast, I haven't even noticed it. Go to part 2. I'm gonna do a second part, because otherwise this video is gonna be super long. And thanks for watching, and if you have any thoughts on the subject, please comment down below and give me your thoughts, and we can keep this conversation going over there. And take care of yourself, guys. Love you.